Oh, let's get this going. I'm trying to think, oh yeah, we actually never talked to Gumshoe, did we? Hmm. Oh, I don't have the chat actually up. Oop. Let's do that. Hello, Rage. How was work? Thank you so much for being first. Thank you for checking in as well. Let's see how that leaderboard's getting on. I need to trim it down to like top 5 because like we're not going to have 10 people being first, I don't think. How are you doing for check-ins? Damn. It's getting spicy. It was alright, nice. What's your plans for today then? Alright, let's talk to Gumshoe here. Hello, Snake. How's it going? Hold on, I got to sneeze. Goodness gracious, that was a big sneeze. Hello, Snake. Snake, did you get your food in the end? Because I saw in Goober's chat you were... Goober, go back to streaming. Thank you for checking in, Goobs. Hello, Cakey Dumpy Gang Gang. Are you going to be playing 76 with Goobs, are you? Michael, hello. Why, hello, is that the H2? Oi! The H2, oi! Yeah, actually. Have you had your
dihydrogen oxide today?
Oh, God. Oh, you know when you have like a big sneeze and now your nose starts sniffling like crazy? I've just got that right now. Go Uncharted. Okay, no worries, Rage. I do hope you enjoy Uncharted 4, my friend. Alright, oh, God. So, Detective Gumshoe, your boss for the day? That's right, it's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using our findings from yesterday's investigation to prepare for the trial. In other words, Detective Gumshoe got kicked out of the investigation again. Boa, have you had your glower? Yeah, do it. I've had my glower. I've had my glower. I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. And in my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Of course. I am a detective, after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open. What are you up to, Moyne? How are you spending your day off today? I always believe in Mr. Edgeworth no matter what happens. Michael, they're too busy caring about The Last of Us at the moment. So Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee right now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SR9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about that case. You get another season of Last of Us and you will like it, exactly. Blaming Hawks, damn. That is true though, it is Hawks' fault. Here's a Hawks situation. Just waiting for Gears beta to go live in 2 hours. I really hope it's good, but I don't know. If they can't even get like a remake right or whatever, then I don't know if I have much hope for a new game. Savage, thank you for streaking. 30 stream streak, big W. How's it going? Do hope you're well. It's a mixed bag at the moment. Yeah. Let's features Abby. Michael, thank you so much for the W streak for 20 streams. Thank you so much, my friend. I'd be a retro game today now with more to turn up to play. Which game did you do, Snake? This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed that only one detective can open it. Using this ID card. Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Well, I am on my 3rd card since Entry the Force already. That sounds like a lot. Yes, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coded with a fingerprint. And that's the only locker we can open. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? A Tekken Dark Resurrection, what did you think of it? Tekken usually doesn't really have a bad game, does it? But yeah, I remember that on the PSP. On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand would be a black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks are not obvious. There's even some people in the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Golden Abyss was the one I was thinking of, Michael. Yeah, I was trying to think before, which was the other one after Lost Legacy. As 3 lights too rough, the hair makes you nuke the save to play it. What do you mean nuke the save to play it, sorry? Nah. You could be naughty by yourself, mind. I'm not being naughty with you. You do have a Vita? How did it come, Rage? You gotta tell me all about it. What stuff you're gonna play on it. No, that was a bloody violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? A serial killing? A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumour mill. Rumours about forged evidence. It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transfer the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Golden Abyss sucks so much. RNG trophies for the plat. Damn. You did tell me like a month ago. That's a month of rage, just a month ago. You know I'm never remembering anything from a month ago. I didn't even remember like what I ate yesterday. No, seriously, I actually don't. But no worries, Rage. Are you going to be playing Penguin at Golden Abyss? Not playing the OG PSP made save file. It says you can't continue without deleting Gran Turismo. Oh, what the fuck? That sucks. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SR9 instance, Sue. So that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence lock himself. You can't open the lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. If you can open it, they'll give you 50 cents. Note, the police department lacks faith in its lock system. After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office. Okay. Yeah, and a half. I don't remember it ever taking that long. That's crazy work, Snake. Probably one of the few Vita games you probably play. Oh, yeah. I heard Orange's Blackgate was supposed to be quite good. Okay. Can I show her any of this new shit we found? Maybe something you might enjoy, Rage. Is Edgeworth back now? No. Oh, we gotta put the fucking jar together. No! I just realized we still have to do that. Oh god, that's just a pain in the ass. Okay. Oh my god.
Submit!
Yeah, that actually kind of is Snake. Hello, Savage. How's it going, my friend? I didn't really enjoy Asylum. I loved the atmosphere. The story seemed quite interesting as well, but I loved the atmosphere of the place, but I did not enjoy the gameplay. Hello, Pyramid, my friend. How's it going? How was FF16? Did you get good progress with that? Doing nothing to sleep for work later? Damn, Savvy, you gotta play anything? Oh god, yeah, this shit, Oh, God. Okay, we need a... need like a pointy bit.
Take that!
Ooh, take that rage.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, this game sucks. Oh my god, this game sucks.
Submit!
Oh, and I think I missed some of chat. 2 seconds. Kinda not really. Got a lot of unpacking and moving around stuff around. Ah, fair enough. Really savage, yeah. That's fair enough, bud. Hopefully, you could chill out. That's jarring. Oh my god. You got to know a boss after no hit. No, that's pain. Oh, goddamn. Hopefully, you won't take too long in that pyramid. You'll be able to smash it. I assume you're still enjoying 16. You enjoying your Clive. I really fucking hated that game. Which one was it? Which Ratchet and Clank was it? This? There we go. No, okay. I don't think it's this. Oh, oh, okay. Okay, this wasn't as bad as I remember. I think it's... No, it wasn't this bit that got me. It was a stupid fucking, trying to make it look like something later on, because this bit wasn't that bad. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what the drama was about. This bit's fine. It was the other bit I'm thinking of. That's a fucking piss take later on. No, that wasn't gonna be it, really, was it? There we go. Size matters. Ah, okay. They're the best armor. I gotcha. You still enjoying it, Pyramid? That makes me really happy. How long of it do you think you have left to go on it? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be this, really, is it? Yeah. There we go. Easy. Yeah, it's a bit later on as a piss take. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are still missing. That only took me 2 minutes to do. The problem is finishing it. Oh, right. So yeah, he was he was trying to do 3 hours finding the last piece. But some of the pieces stolen. I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Okay. Oh, okay, that sucks. Oh, wait a minute. Let's actually check it out. Hey, look here. It's hard to make out, but there's dark red stain here. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on it when he was stabbed? Not likely. This blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar is evidence in the SR9 incident. That might be when the blood got on it. Gonna talk about the missing piece, maybe? Huh? This thing doesn't have a bottom. That's weird. I wonder which side is up. Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar? At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right? Good point. Okay. It is, yeah. So now we got this jar. What can we do with that? Actually, can we talk to Gumshoe about anything? Okay, no we can't. So I'm not Michael, but I actually don't really care if it's 30 FPS. As long as there's a stable 30, I'm fine with that. It's obviously very noticeable when it drops though, that's the thing. Oh, Gant isn't even here anymore. No, it's in the main menu. Damn, Rage, damn. Da-da. Okay, Meekins, please don't use your megaphone. I don't think Meeks knows what to do here. Yeah, for sure, Rage. Solid 30 FPS is the good shit. Is Edgeworth back now? No, he's not. Does Emma know anything? If we go back to... You see this? Ah, I've noticed that defense attorneys have a tendency to want to show people things. What is this? Behavioral study of lawyers? Okay, she's not saying anything about that. Okay, now we got this new shit, but what now, though? Unless there's something in the evidence locker, evidence room I missed. I don't think she's gonna actually talk about anything new. Well, where should we begin? Oh, well, isn't it obvious we should begin with that, you know, that thing? The mystery of the victim, I guess. How could one man, Detective Goodman, be killed in 2 places simultaneously? Ah, well, you see, we should go to the police department. The evidence room, was it? I'm not being very useful here, am I? No, you're being very helpful. Okay. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. You're becoming a thorn on my side, Worthy. There's been rumours. After all, you were in the defender's chair this last year. There was that business with him not reading the officer's report about the killing of the police department, right? The chief of police was right about that, but I can't help but think someone at the police department doesn't like Edgeworth. Maybe I think we have to go back to that evidence room because we must have been missing something there. Did we actually look in the locker? Okay, yeah, we did. If you put these pieces together, it makes a jar. There are 2 things that bother me. 1, why is some of the pieces missing? 2, doesn't it seem a little unstable? No wonder it broke. I'll make sure to remember that next time I make a jar. Okay. I can notice a glove. Did we ever actually look at the bloody handprint properly? Okay, yeah, we've seen the bloody handprint properly. Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. What a sorry looking fishing pole that is. Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal, that's the metal detector. The one that led to solving that case out in Gold Lake, remember? Oh, right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. And, I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's a radiolocator. Radiocator? I don't know. I'm sure it'll come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. That cheap-looking box? You can't judge a person or machine by the cover, you gotta look at the heart. Okay. Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner. That looks like a car door. There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught some sort of escape artist and he got away. Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing. He's been shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. There's some... Oh, wait. I thought this was Gumshoe's locker, wasn't it? The one with the bloody handprint. Can he just open the thing for us? Did we give him the floor plan? Did we showed him the jar, right? Oh, no, okay. Are you missing more blood or something then? More players at 60? Wait, really? That is fucking weird. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I was still spraying, leave me alone. I'm going to have to look this up because I have no idea. We've talked to everyone, done everything. Let's see. I'm so sure we've done everything. You might as well, really, Michael, just at least, like, I guess, get as much of it as you can done. Do we have this? Okay, no we don't. We need to go back to Marshall. Oh, absolutely, yeah. You don't want to be going no walkies with that. Yeah, there we go. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, that one that was on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is 584-2189. Yeah, so I got thrown off because whenever I was trying to show Marshall, like, any evidence, even if it was SO9 related, he was, like, just telling me to go fuck myself. I didn't think to show him, like, everything. Officer Marshall, show us the ID number and that ID card record. Look, the fourth number, it's a perfect match. It was used at 5:14 right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekin say? So I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So he asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? And that's the thing, suddenly he pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Alright, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. Okay, cool. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list of the people with IDs here. Okay, so obviously not him. Okay. Da, 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 da. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth. What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? Uh-oh. ID card record has been updated in the court record. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? Hey, pal, look at the time. Was there something you need to get going to? Is it that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon? I'm going to go give them my report for the day. It might help, you know. Report? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure you can use a report like this. Maybe Edgeworth just did do it, yeah. The poor bastard. Got nicked in for case 4, now he's here. Hello, Garbin, how's it going? Is it 6-7? Damn. Not the 6-7. How you doing? Chapter 13 out 20 for Doom. I'm hoping to get done either tomorrow or the next day. Here's hoping, Michael. I mean, it's quite a long game. I kind of forget how long that game is. There's lots of levels in it. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm off, pal. Later. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say too. Alright, so... let's see. I wonder if... I don't think Angel Star's got anything to say about this, but we can check with her. Regardless, we can go double check if Meekins has anything to say about it, but I kind of fucking doubt it. I'll be back soon, depending how long you're live. Might not be back tonight. I'll be on for quite a few hours, Michael, probably to around midnight, so I'll be on till then. But yeah, take care, bud. Have a good one. Thanks so much for handing out. I really appreciate you. No, okay, he doesn't give a fuck. Meekins is so cute when he's like yelling into his megaphone. No. So I guess you could have only really shown. Let's see. Yeah, Edgeworth should be back now. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Oh, hello. Ah, yes, my apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Miss Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, teacup in his hand. Ah, it's you. He has the hotel, bring him tea service. Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the District Prosecutor's Office inquiry? Precisely. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Oh, yes, he brought me some information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow. I think the report is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth, I think this whole thing has really taken a toll on him. Edgy poos. You see, maybe put a sock in that microphone and have at it. Alright, it's the yap of this guy. So how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes, apparently there's some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've heard them say that so many times, ever since that case 2 years ago. Yes, it is, isn't it? I was thinking it's the village. It's in case 3 of that, isn't it? Wait, no. Is it the case 3 for that one? Or is that the one with like that tea shop place or whatever? Or is that the case 3 for the other game? Are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened. They gave control of the investigation to the police department. The police department? Yes, any further investigation for this case would be directed by the chief of police Gant. I could do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still... Wow, I've never seen him this out of sorts. Right, explain yourself, Edgy Poo. Alright, I'd better check this now. As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage? Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that's true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gant, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief has never wanted to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I'd better make a note of it. Stubborn as always, I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. Right, please, I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea? I'll pass on the tea, just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright, Mr. Edgeworth has told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on anyway? Maybe I just show my best evidence I can get some reaction out of him. Case of the doppelganger. Yes, yes, yes. The one with that tiger guy, whatever his name was? Yeah. The tag says AI 16. What's that got to do with anything? Nothing, apparently. At least that's what Edgeworth said. That makes it seem all the more suspicious. Who knows, this might turn out to be the clue that breaks the case. Wouldn't that be nice? Is there anything else I can really... Yeah. Yes, that guy. Yeah. That was a fun case. I remember enjoying that. Oh. We gotta show him everything. Okay. Let's see if we can get him to... He surely has to talk about SL9 if we can get him to talk about it. Go spray it on Edgeworth. I know you've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It has all to do with that case you're on, the SL9 incident, and some dark suspicion you're wrapped up in. You're the man who revived the worst memory of my life, as I recall. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. Bad memory. He's talking about the murder in the elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Yeah, so I should figure that he would be talking about SL9. I'm just going to show him absolutely fucking everything, because whenever I've not been doing that is how I've been getting stuck, so... Just present everything! Take it! Take this mobile phone! Yeah. Surprised I not had a fucking updated autopsy report. You tried giving him the finger? To Edgeworth? To Edgy Poo? No way. I can't do that to him. I didn't have anything to say about that this time. I can't remember what the story of the trophy is. Like, I know it's tied to the case somehow because it's to do with like having a knife on it, but okay, yeah. Oh, also, I wanted to check something while I was here. Yeah, here we go. You can actually get a blood stain here. What? It looks like some blood has dripped down here. Judging by the amount, my guess is from a nosebleed. A nosebleed, Maybe in his wrath. Miss Edgeworth slapped someone for the incompetence. Why does Detective Gumshoe's face come to mind? I don't think there's any blood anywhere else, but yes. I'm actually kind of surprised there wasn't an achievement for that. Oh, yeah. Who wouldn't love to finger Edgeworth? Okay. The SO9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That whack-yard coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too then. He was the best we had and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why was the deputy chief of police on the investigation? In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't. Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? You still working on that scientific investigation? Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminol testing fluid. Well done. You might have a use for this. Oh, right, so you gotta blow into the microphone for this, which I'm not gonna... I can do that, just mute, No, actually, the settings in the thing you can do to have it, like, blow all the time, so I'll do that. Aluminium powder for taking fingerprints. Oh, the ice cream person. It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will.
Ow, wow, wow.
Ow, wow, wow. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Actually, it'd probably be easy if I just mute the stream and I'll just, you know, do the fingerprint stuff that way. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Okay. Hold on, let me just, Actually, no, I do know. It'd be easy if I just do the,
Coward.
just in case, because sometimes this can freeze the, Actually, no, we should be okay. Finger. Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that I have left behind the clearest print. But I want to save, though. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Just quit procrastinating and choose a finger. No, I don't want to do anything yet. Okay, we'll risk it. We'll risk it for a biscuit. Okay. Okay, let's try that. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eyes. First, we sprinkled the aluminium powder around. How do you do that? Just shows the screen. See? Ah, it looks like that did the trick. The aluminium powder adheres completely to the print. Adheres. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. How do I do that? You just blow with your breath. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on the birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. It might take some getting used to, though. It's fine, it won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I better give it a try.
Whoa! It's Brittany, bitch.
Alright, Messi, thank you so much for the Prime Gaming sub. How are you doing today? I appreciate the 31 months. Aha, you did it. You found one. But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left his handprint must have worn gloves. Don't say I've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Looking at the locker door again closely. Yeah, I can complain but won't. It's usual mental health issues. I mean, you're more than welcome to vent if you need to, you know? You're more than welcome to. I do hope things do improve for you. I really do. It is shit out there. It seems like there's fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. I can't. This should be much clear enough. There we go. Yay, print's so clear, it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So we're not done yet? This is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? People can get it young, but I kind of doubt it. I mean, your stuff's to do with, like, environmental issues, right? Like, the place you're living at and stuff, right? Like, I know you've been struggling with that. Back also finished the £6 in P5R. Hell yeah, iconic, you got it. Can you folks give me a moment? I need to get a drink. I'm back. Damn, not been given a minute. Going to get a shower. No worries, iconic. Plus, the heat makes me feel shit as well. Yeah, I feel that. I really do. I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth, and point out the person you think has left these prints. How am I supposed to know who it was? I can make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means that the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we most likely find in his evidence locker? No. Yep. Yeah. It's really getting on my nerves as well. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking so what. Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Oh wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Honestly, for me, it'd be room temperature, which would be around 18 to 20. That'd be the perfect one for me. This is where we got a luminal fluid reaction, right? Right, there was a handprint here. Okay, wanna try using this? There go her eyes sparkling again. 18's a bit cold? 18? Fair enough, really, if you tend to have a bit of a colder body temperature. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area of the blood was wiped away, right? We only end up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area have been wiped away too. Ah, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. Oh yeah, yeah. 80's a nice temperature unless it's in Fahrenheit. Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I do get that. Yeah, nobody uses Kelvin. Oh, Marshall? Hey, these fingerprints, Who's are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? Uh-oh. That's gotta be coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma. These are decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminal reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped bloodstain. But why would Officer Marshall... Looks like our investigation's finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. Dun dun! I mean, that's it. I mean, they think what we're doing is weird, and we think what they're doing is weird. Ba, ba, ba. Right, I'm gonna check if the front door's locked, by the way, so give me a moment. I am back. Don't stand UK height measurements and body weight. Like, I work with feet for height and stone for weight. Yeah, I don't really get it either. I just use converter and just try, you know. Oh, I know, Savage, yeah. Is he even still with Amazon, though? Because I didn't think he was there anymore, was he? Is he still there? I don't even know anymore. I fucking hate that guy. Off to the guillotine with him. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution's as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. and a different suspect was arrested at the other crime scene. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So how'd it go? As Mr. Wright suspects, the police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind the simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Skye, We discovered traces left by a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belonged to Officer Jake Marshall. You found Officer Marshall's traces? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt with, isn't that right, Miss Skye? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. God, she's so hot. Yeah, I didn't even know anymore. But that's it, yeah, I mean, fuck his ass anyway. Fucking billionaire cunt. February 24th, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach criminal affairs from the prosecutor's office. The victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. That's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Miss Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what sets Miss Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. That's supposed to be an admirable trait. Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Miss Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day at the stand. Oh god, it's gonna be fucking Meekins, isn't it? But as first witness, the prosecution calls... Oh, is it gonna be Dick Gumshoe, actually? Oh yeah, fucking Meekins. I apologize in advance, this megaphone's gonna be really annoying. The suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department... Oh god, my voice. Blech.
Hey, listen!
Hey, listen. The suspect, you mean the so-called murderer? Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir, I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir. My occupation is, that would be murderous. That would be murderous, sir. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You've all got to believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is... Sir, I'm what you'd call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose action adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Please help me, sir. Officer Meekins? Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part of the generation who must be told what to do, sir. You can't fault him for lack of enthusiasm. Ah, little Meekins. Crime report, sir. Okay. Gen Z don't claim him. God, Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed to the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out, until another officer smacked me awake. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others for they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see, then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir, he knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more information to work with. Okay. Let's press the fuck out of him. Oh. We need to change the... Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by the head detective, sir. Do, 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 do. I was to ensure I wasn't broken during the transfer process. That's my sole mission for the day, sir. We're gonna hear this song like a lot, by the way. You'll see it later on. I see, sounds like a very important mission. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. Can't hear what? Sorry, Snake. Wow, simp. Wow. How's it going? So then, your ID number should be listed here, right? There it is. I found it. You can't hear luckily the Blue Badger music. Damn. You're missing out on the legendary Blue Badger music. There it is. I found it. This is this one right here. Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir. It's 498-9596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh? But the number 498-9596. It's shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. The second time is when I went to go get him after everything had settled down. I see. You beat this game, you heard it enough. Absolutely fair. So during that second time when? Yes, sir, that's when I spotted the man on the security screen. Now I need to figure out who's the sevens. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? Oh, no worries, Messi. Thank you so much for handing out, and don't worry at all. I do hope your Wi-Fi is going to get sorted. I'll catch you later as well. Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you for being here. It was a knife, sir, a knife. Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you? What happened then? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he would look as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's why I got this gash in my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be. When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. Me not being angry. I fought for my life, then I did it okay. What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down with just an instant, so I snatched the knife from him. You took his knife? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. I see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of my blood, and then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir. About what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that I was unconscious? Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it's about 5:30. He hit me right in the head too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir. Your mission? Yes, sir. The Blue Badger, sir. I returned them to the entrance before things got out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my cell. Chief Gunn delivered it to me just this morning, sir. The chief? Delivered it? What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir, that's absolutely right, sir. Videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. What? But I specifically asked if there was just a tape. I was told I'd been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Well, then let's have a look. Shows the video of you murdering the victim. Oh, please stop using that word, murder, sir. It scares me. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Do, 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 do. Ah, there's our best friend there, the blue badger. Da, 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 da. Do, 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 do. Do 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 do. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that wiggling piece of plywood? Sir, that is pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the blue badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Yes, well, anyway, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter someone in the evidence room and some sort of activity did take place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. Mystery Man. Oh, nice! Hell yeah. That's a good collection, by the way. Good plat, that one. And I'm guessing these are all PS3 games from the sound of it. I'm glad for you, Simp. You've been on the PS3 run. It's been hella good. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that the other person is Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by a detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have had to have been Detective Goodman. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. So already there's some problems in the videotape. That we can tell answers these questions. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? And to face the man who attacked you with a knife? Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I'd be classified as the latter. The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not? More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh, yes, sir, but I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking with them, you see. Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him. I'd bet my badge on it. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Well, why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or... Meekins. Eek. Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. You claimed the man who brandished the knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you're positive it was him. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir. I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he tried. If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir. And this too. How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir, they keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. However, the most important detail is not shown in this video, the man's face. So, sir, if I may say something, sir, please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock, and it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again. Is there yes, there is, yeah. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange? This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not be Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in this video. You would want me to point it out? Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video. This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video to take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates this man may not be Detective Goodman? Do 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 do. Oh. Oh, there we go. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Yes, that is strange. Something certainly seems unnatural about that. What could it mean? Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Wright, but you seem to have forgotten the point of this exercise. The point? What you are looking for is one thing and one thing only. Something that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, no, so the thing I was trying to do with that is that thing fell out, which means it was jamming the locker. That's how he could open it. Oh, okay. I'll place him under arrest, sir. Rats. I need to slow down and tackle these things one place at a time. Now, what do I do? Let's try this again. Every time you point your finger, someone gets hurt. But he's the one pointing his finger. I will now play the security tape, okay. Where is the contradiction in the case of man not be Detective Goodman? There we go, it's here. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Sir, did you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If the print matches the registered data, the light turns on, the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. As I said, you're going to be hearing this a lot. Do, 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 do. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. Here, notice the light? What's this? It's It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Why is Meekin so shocked about that? Order, order. What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered. And the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Ah, well. It just goes to show novices should keep their mouth shut. Exactly, Judgy. So, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh, oh, maybe something like jammed electronic system? Something jammed it? Jammed a sensor? Say. There's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this. Yeah, so I was thinking a bit too far ahead there. There you go. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Oh my god. We're going to be seeing this again a lot. What's this? Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances when I open my car doors. What the fuck? We can't be sure that item was in the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Oh my. The white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I hate that, Michael. What temperature is it where you're at? I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. So if the door closing, my tie chokes me. But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electronic currents. It needs to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene. The test might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well, would the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was the insulator that was stuck in the locker door, the glove? I found this near the locker, a thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SR9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Yeah. I think it is quite stuffy in mine as well. I need to open the windows a bit. Order, order, order. So are we to believe then that the victim, who this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated the possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video is indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir, me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Most people do 5 matches, sweatiest motherfucker. Oh, I mean, with games like that, especially like dead games, it's only gonna be like the people putting thousands of hours into that shit. Hopefully that goes well for you. Oh, God. Very well, begin your testimony. Hello, Moind. How is it going? The Bowa. Yeah, the judge is the goat. As one of the characters calls him Udgy. There's one other thing that proves that that man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. The glawa. I've got a kawa. A kawa. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. The ID used at 514 is that of the victim. Oh, we got an explanation for this. He lost the card. Just before the crime, Yes, without doubt, this is the victim's ID. Thank you for the hydrate. Are you doing anything while you're waiting, Moind? You're just chilling? I used to be getting 10 to 15 trophies a day and I've gone 1 in the past 4 days. Doom is killing you. Yeah. I didn't even remember what it's like to trophy hunt, Michael. Aside from us playing Dragon Quest. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why are there so few people using this room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. Hello, Devils, the king of avocados. How is it going? Just chilling? Hell yeah. But please let me know how Gears goes, Mind. I'm interested to know what you think. There are only a few cases up for transfer there. Most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let's move on to the cross-examination. How's it been going, Devils? Been working as usual? So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this is to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand was unwrapped in bandages, I'd even give a V for victory sign, sir. Could he have just used his right hand for that? Let's hear him out. The witness can't afford to make any more mistakes. Yeah, he can't, can he? Getting ready to go. Now, I do hope work goes well for you. How long's your shift going to be? Is that card hanging from your neck as one of these ID cards? Yes, sir. This card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it there so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out 3 times my tie gets stuck in my car door? Look at that gorgeous ass. Damn, Moin, damn. That's a spicy butt. Thank you so much for the biddies. I appreciate you. 311, damn. I do hope it goes well, Devils. I do hope it goes well. You gotta let me know how your work's been treating you. When I get out. Well, the remaining time my ID cards get stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. Jammies. Let it be noted this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor. Not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all of this, being a prosecutor could hide the evidence. Mommy, is that man in blue a murderer? Don't stare at him. You've got the wrong color, kid. It would seem. The inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or the consequences. For now, let's continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. Alright. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled out a knife on you. Yes, sir. He didn't show any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. But maybe he just panicked? Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. What? The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we got. Now, I do know he lost his ID. I don't know if I'm supposed to use that yet. No, yeah, you present it here. Objection. Wait 1 moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Lost item report. It's only half completed. It shows Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Order, order. So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order, order, order. Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 PM on the day of the crime, the man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman. There are 2 grounds to support this. Our legend, the Blue Badger. First, the lock in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, that the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of a murder. That is... Well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't good. In my next lifetime I will. You just have to let future, you know, the next Moth know. They'll be doing it. Gotta find me in my next life, mind. Well, well, seems you've finally realised exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The vent has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot, the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Ah! Phoenix, you done fucked up. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim that Officer Meekins encountered, and where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose examined only the murder of Detective Goodman. 'Tis so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana... What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not, but I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. However, it cannot be said that is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination to the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor? If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses would be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident in the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean... Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh, whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify, what is his or her name? Jake Marshall. He's also the same age as me. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let him know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is in recess. Hell yeah. February 24th, 11:32 a.m. District Court said defend lobby number 2. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why didn't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you just be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Oh, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You've got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run and go around on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey, 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 hey. I didn't see you there, Miss Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh, oh ho, oh ho ho, oh ho ho ho, oh ho ho ho. You mean this, right? My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SO9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SO9 incident. But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness? Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I brought you your stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma, but why... Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, the SO9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as... the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark... No, no, Lana! That's over with, no! Emma, wait! She ran away. You know what? I just remembered I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I better take a good look at this file. Dun dun dun. Oh, it gets so fucking spicy. Oh, I love this case. It's brilliant. The twists are fantastic. Ba 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 ba. So before we let's actually take a quick look at that case. February 24th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. The courts will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Right. So incident number SL9. Closed. Criminal was Joe Dark. Crime was serial murder. He was sentenced to death. The victims were Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, and Neil Marshall. Marshall. Remember that. Head prosecutors Miles Edgeworth. Witnesses were Lana Sky and Emma Sky. Investigation Task Force was executive investigators was Damon Gant and Lana Sky. Head investigators Bruce Goodman. Investigators were Jacob Marshall and Angel Starr. Okay. Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. We can never get a normal fucking witness, can we? Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You're in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony the day of the crime. In English. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchid. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent travelling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you know about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks in the evidence room? Fingerprint activated locks? And what kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful. He's not that good at machines or following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Yep, best luck with me. Best luck to me, even. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Interred? I don't know how to say that. Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual was recorded, the tapes had to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase the tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. But you made your rounds the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard the word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperados I know joined the police force. That's such a fucking good point, actually. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime. Just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a goldmine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, partner, I ain't good at machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite, incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat that parlor's, not even gonna try to pronounce that. That really good pasta. Do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually what Edgeworth says. Did you not want a raise this year? Out of ammo, Officer Marshall. That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I'd bet up the ante. Okay. Objection! Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene, or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints? Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints, found at the scene of the crime. Oh, good. I need to get some coffee, I think, or some tea. I could do some tea, actually. Let me just finish this guy's testimony and I'm going to get some tea. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just so happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? How did you know that? I had nothing to do with it. How did you know that? The witness's explanation appears valid. Although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something, I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Right. We'll let the music play. Well, actually, I can do the BRB screen because it'll take me about a minute or two to make my tea, so... Let me go ahead and do that. I'll be back in a jiffy. Oh, God, it's so thick, barely anything's coming out of it. Oh, God. I'm so sorry.
Nice car.
That didn't sound right. You know what I mean, though? It's just... Yeah, ignore what the fuck I just said. Ignore what I just said. No, I'll hydrate in a minute when it's, like, less thick. No. Just, you know, these things are just too thick for me, you know? It just can't handle all of it. What was I saying? So... Yep. Alright, see, Pig Mafia. I'll see if I can try fit that in. Yeah, I should be able to. There we go, Pig Mafia. You're my PC at the moment, but I'll love you up after. I'll probably grind you out tomorrow, actually. Oh, God. Sorry, that sounded awful. I'll love you up tomorrow, Pig. I'll love you up tomorrow. Wait, what? No fucking way. I caught it at full health. Holy shit. Hoyle.
I won!
Thanks, Goofy. Mofi, I've come of age. Chat, I'm disappointed. I came and I heard you beat the... Run, Fortescue! There we go. Massive medieval. GG. Yeah. Oh, of course you have a fucking banana, you stupid little bastard. No, it's me raging at Bowser's Castle, love it. And of course I pick up an item there. Oh my god, please, why? Yeah, it's Mario Kart, my Mario Kart.
Absolutely fucking
Yo,
rigged.
dog,
I
heard like
swear
Mario
to God,
Kart.
This is ridiculous. How
So put
could
some
any of
Mario
this have
Kart in your Mario
happened?
Kart so you can Mario Kart with your Mario Kart.
Oh, please.
Did I get it? Oh shit, okay, I only needed one game. Oh, cool. Well, unfortunately, I'm not gonna get a cool platinum pop picture because, it literally pops in the fucking load menu. I think it's gonna pop around about here, unfortunately. There we go. So that's, yeah, nearly 250 hours. Was it worth it? No. It wasn't. Alright, cool. Oh gosh, that was great work, Thwomp. I'm really, really pleased for you for hitting me there. That's great. Thank you, Thwomp. I was wondering when I was going to be hit, and it was round about there. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's fantastic. I love that for me. That's really cool. Oh, wow. Fantastic banana by whoever dropped that. Oh, I love this. This is great. I'm really excited to be put in the lava. I'm in 5th place, which is absolutely excellent. Fantastic. And now I'm in 8th place, which is really cool too. I got a star, which is great. And I'm also stuck in a bush. Okay, here we go. We can get something with this now. See, it's not so bad being 7th place. I mean, maybe we can catch up, right? We can definitely catch up, yeah? Yeah? We can catch up, right? We can definitely catch up. I mean, there's nothing that's gone wrong here at all, like, whatsoever. Pardon me? Yeah, oh, that fucking stinks. You don't watch softcore pornography, so why are you doing softcore RA? I just cannot believe this. Too spicy. I do love a good too spicy, Oh god, what the fuck? Maria, what the fuck are you doing? Jedi Fallen Over, big Fallen Order. My brain is falling over right now. My head is not in it. I don't know why I'm so tired. It's fun though. No! Oh my god, I just had to have done this parry. No! I could do this. I could do this. I could do this fight. Fuck it, we're doing it again. Wait, send the reserve team. My beloved. Oh shit. Nope.
Parry it!
Like I knew you had to do was jump. Oh, what a fucking nerd.
Well, actually, Retroarch is on emulator.
That was a terrible nerd impression. I had to hold my nose for that, guys. Are you gonna get one for Primal? For Daddy Primal? Daddy. Why are you not doing anything? Okay. She did like literally nothing. That's great. All right, and that's 100%. There we are. Game done bug. There's mastery. And we got yin yang. GG. Whew. Whoops, forgot I wasn't trophy hunting. All right. Got my tea. Got some chai. Okay. Oh, whoops. Hoyo! That's because you, how do you put it? Pay respects once a month. Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the lock I used when I was a detective, the lock I still use. All that's in there now is, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never changed. He must have been using the fingerprint lock without even knowing it. Uh-oh. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine, it's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered in my fingerprints. It just so happened. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The chance of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chance of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no award for me for mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Unrelated. They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast, the other's a type of murder. He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. Homonyms? I don't know. Homonyms. How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain scene thought to be left by the murderer. Okay, you didn't know that. Yeah, exactly. That's right, it's on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place his hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. Well, you dumb fuck, there it is. You opened the locker. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, is that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots. Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't even shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, he could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. Fuck yeah. You opened the fucking locker! Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at this video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall. As you open the locker, like, come on, let's get the speed up. Da 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 da. Here you go, bitch. Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so have our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. See this locker that has a white cloth sticking out? This is the witness's locker. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Also, I love that that's the judge's name, but it's not the judge saying that. Oh, the white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Order, order. It would seem that's the only... Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was opened? Doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy isn't just plain dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain in on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say open that locker? Now prove it. A fingerprint sensor? We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. But what kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's even some people in the force that don't even know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Damn, Marshall, get fucked. Order, order, order. Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Ollie, please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We can. Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room, yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? Get fucked. Officer Marshall standing right here. So Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there. That's almost as credible as Meekins' warp theory. Oh shit, no, okay. Your chamber's empty, partner, better reload. And now they're ganging up on me. Perhaps... Oh, sorry, I got it the other way around. If you... yeah. Officer Meekins should have seen him in the evidence room. That means the only place he could have been would be... yeah. Officer Marshall standing right here. There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realised the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say about this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective, unless you have hard evidence that I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your cooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence? Any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Nick, try thinking outside of the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise, but rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yeah, he did despite the chance that I might be discovered later, as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all of our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so the video is my only shot. Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to open the locker. Why he had to open it? Blood. I think there's a blood stain on it, isn't there? Yep. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room. I don't know what that reason was, yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When he asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, huh, partner? Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? It looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now, would we? Officer Marshall, tell us the core what you did. All of it. Alright, it seems the time has come. Marshall's confession. Oh, that's a good cup of tea. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked them out. I managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Large quantities of blood traces were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It looked like too much blood for that. Why don't people just fucking test the blood? I guess it's been wiped off or whatever, so... Okay. When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? Yes or nine incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When the case is closed, only the detective who was in charge of it can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? Because it's his brother. That's why. We already know that through looking for the record. That day was my last chance, that's why. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence. To be fair, though, you look... It says here. Ah! How many people with the last name Marshall? That is true, yeah. I guess it kind of is spoilers of... You're gonna be... I think we'll find out very soon anyway. Which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. I jest. I know. I'm jesting with you, Savage. I'm fucking with you. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. That ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean, the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Normally, that locker shouldn't have opened. So it opened because a rubber glove was stuck in the door by chance. Then Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I was expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off. Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million type of person. Mistaking the detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I have to think a little more about his raise this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me, and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way, with me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So what happened next? So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert but unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape was erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day... But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. And what are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is the evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer? This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven for a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cut's ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine, and I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. I can't just forget the SO9 incident. You know why? Yeah, we know why. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for those crimes. One thing I can say for sure, he deserved a sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one would talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling would wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take another look at the files. Yeah, so this is where we point out his brother. Objection! Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SO9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SO9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In the list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SO9 case before I did. That's right, he was killed, and the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. He was investigating the murders with Damon Gant, chief detective at the time. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. Oh wait, hold on. How do you say that word? I know that word, but I can't remember how you say it. I didn't even remember the first word. Hold on. How do you say that? Arraigned and incarcerated. I think that's how you say it. Incarcerated, yeah. Oh, not incarnate. How do you spell that? Incarcerated. Oh, incarcerated? Is that it? Okay, I just had to, like, just word it out. In syllables, I would have gotten it. The case was finally closed. Thank you, Savage. At least according to public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SO9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguised himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. In exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, the fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's got to be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one, which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me, this boy's got to draw a new partner. All the mysteries of the police department have been uncovered. No contradictions remain. The murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. There are no errors in the testimony of the witness, Angel Starr. If you have a response, make it one word or less. Arg indeed. Yep. I rest my case. Oh, that's good. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste any time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security's camera tape really was fake, but I didn't realise that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant... Your Honor, wait. Emma, The defense has an objection, a scientific objection, right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright? Are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking for is a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out that the SR9 incident referred to the Joe Dart killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky Sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day, so I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean the trace of blood found in Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I could examine it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone could save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more help, more use, but still. If you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If I've ever needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something... The blue badger. I remember this now, it's the blue badger that's missing. Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? I'll double check the recording, but I'm so sure it's, yeah. What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force, defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So? So watch what happens when you put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, what? Dun dun dun. That's right, so long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it'd be impossible to place a handprint at this spot in the locker. That is suspect as fuck. So that means, that's exactly what does that mean? It means that it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found in that locker. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. You don't have to work. What happened, Devils? Did somebody, do it instead? Like pick up an extra shift or something? Oh, were you actually off that day? Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma, on that afternoon... Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it'd be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Just one moment, I would not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor. Oh, no worries. Well, yay, what are you going to spend your time doing, Devils? There's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, Blood was spilled not once but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time. Hell yeah. Hopefully you can get it done, devils. Hello, Moon. I hope you're well. What are you up to, buddy? Some blood prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refute you. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be a fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found in the locker. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves it occurred. When did the first incident occur? To surmise, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was disguised as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. The blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, then tell us, when did this first incident occur? Proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, would the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place? I think it's the, If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the perpetrator had to have entered the room. In order to do so, an ID card is required. An ID card? Oh! The ID card record. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 5:50 PM. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 PM. Miles Edgeworth? Just what have you done? God. Fucking poor Edgeworth. Work almost done. I'm also super happy this new med seems to be really helpful. Oh, that's... Oh, Moon. That is fantastic news. I'm really happy for you. Oh, I'm so pleased for you. Is that like, I'm assuming you've had to try multiple medication, right? I'm so glad you finally found one that works for you. I never figured you had the nerve, boy. Put off the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. No pain getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means that blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. He's ready for the mac and cheese? Hell yeah. Ah, fantastic. I'm so happy for you, Moon. Really happy for you. Just try not to play too many stressful games, or people need to stop picking too many stressful games for you. Oh yeah, American Court. Yeah, totally America. Totally America. The mac and cheese. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 7777 says lots of sevens. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Officer Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with the sevens guy. Toilet ready, fully plunged for Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 777777777. That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card, at least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number that all those sevens belongs to someone of the rank of captain or higher, someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. But that's ridiculous. Just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation which we can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against the executive is accepted, an official charge... You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you'd keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lilana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID number. And it's not that number. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SO9 incident. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial over 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Lilana, I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendants, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why didn't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. Dun dun dun. See? That's what I'm talking about.
Submit!
No. No! Order, order, order. Yeah. We got fucking riot in court. Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Oh, I fucking love this case. There's so much shit that goes on. It's brilliant. Ah, well, wow. Da, 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 da. Oh, I love it. It's so good. The third day. February 24th, 3:12 p.m. Wright & Co. law officers. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SO9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly, that's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean what happened to you? It's all in there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was the prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall's murder, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes, I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. Oh my god, this is so fucking sick. A lot of it's starting to come back to me now as well. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seems like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor... What the fuck was that noise? Someone upstairs, I think. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture? I don't remember the moment when when Dark when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. Not Drake. See, we weren't able to testify about that. No, I was only asked about it when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged it. Nathan yeah, hopefully that one. They both should be in oh, there's that one, yeah, the other Drake, yeah. I agree, Savage, yeah. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumours about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. Such true, even though he may not have known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must have not been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. Yeah, no worries, Rage. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Drake knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma, you've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime in my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at that time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course, this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. I can't wait to get back to Uncharted. I need to get back to it as well. I've only done the first game and I never even did the DLC for that. Because I got scared of Brutal. But yeah, I really want to get back to Uncharted. Do, you know, as many PlayStation games as I can. Like, you know, like exclusives. But why did he run all the way to his sister's office? Because the detective's offices in the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her. Okay. It seems everything is somehow related to this incident. What was it labelled again? The SL9 incident? Yes, the name of everyone connected to this trial is listed in here. All that's left is to figure out just what role everyone plays in this case. If we search hard enough, I think we'll find our answers. What exactly did or didn't Lana do? I'm not sure I want to know everything. Drama. Let's go talk to her. What a babe. February 24th, detention center, visitor's room. Oh god, she's so hot. I want to cosplay as her one day. Lana, Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul, so why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago, and how the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. She is so cute. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen. I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. But all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, what Miss Starr said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Lana, I don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve Sister May. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. What does she mean by that, I wonder? I love her hair. Yeah, me too. Oh, I love the side shot of her, by the way. I fucking love women in uniform. It's such a turn on. Oh my gosh. And that scarf is like, oh, she's perfect. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Exactly, Moon, exactly. Num num num. Wow. Chief Gant. Then he was the vice head of criminal affairs, but he still worked at the crime scenes. Damon Gant, he was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolized her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could later use experience in court. Gant's help in the SO9 case was critical to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police, and I arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. You could pull a mean maid outfit. Oh, maid outfit's always hot. I've got like an Igus figurine of her in the maid outfit from Persona 3. It's a classic, isn't it, the maid outfit? I mean, anyone would look sexy in a maid outfit. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Drake. Second in command? That means the chief detective was, no doubt, Damon Gant. Yes, Detective Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when the last murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us. Hell yeah, Michael. You got this. Let's go slowly chip away at it. Detective Gant and Prosecutor Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages when Dark must have panicked. He waited until Gant and Marshall let the guards down and fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Detective Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana. It appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. I keep wanting to say Drake. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma who had passed out, and the suspect Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall stuck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark must have incurred a minor concussion and laid unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room and just held her. I can't blame her after all. Her sister must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SO9 incident. That's right. Quite a coincidence, I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he's changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the Chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the Chief's office, the site of the final SL9 murder. Dun dun dun! Alright. Attorneys and prosecutors have no business showing evidence outside of court. It's taboo, especially when the interests of both parties are involved. She really means it. Lana. Okay, I don't think we can actually show her anything. No, yeah. Let's see if we can do anything here. February 24th, the prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. No one's here today, not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. But we proved in court today that no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15 PM on the day of the crime. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case, but instead it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. February 24th, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee. He took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll just have to come back later. Edgeworth, no! February 24th, Police Department. Entrance. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. I'm not gonna try to pronounce that. You never know where life will lead you, Bambina. I should know my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I need to know the truth about, it was that one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Give me a second. I'm back. Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match for the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there's a good chance the knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that SR9 Instant left behind. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he? Your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You don't mean King of Prosecutors? Not that again. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SO9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right, it was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years had gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered. and the evidence locker was empty. There's something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Starr was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? And don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gant and Lana Skye. Chief Detective Damon Gant and his second-in-command Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict, but someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. Ah, bye-bye, Jake. It was nice knowing you. February 24th, Police Department. Criminal Affairs. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. That must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. The chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. I didn't even know the name of them. I only know Alvin. I didn't even know they even had names. I mean, I did, but I don't know about the other ones having names. Theodore? Damn, so we've got some chipmunk lore. Just head across the hall to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets its unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. February 24th, Police Department, Chief's Office. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, you know what? If you're gonna drop some like chipmunk law, just go for it. People can do anything here if they want. They can say what they need to. Michael had to get off of his chest, you know. He had to save his whole heart.
Hoyle!
Hoyle. Whoa, where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Bach. I thought I was a genius until they tried to teach me notes. Oh, Jesus, okay. I forgot they did that. I never could remember where C was. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading on his desk. So, Mr. Wright, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? There's something interesting about that award. And the jar as well. That's a picture of Lana, Neo, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neo Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it though. At least he's not staring at me this time. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there's matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh. But this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over, there's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Now hurry up and get out, I have a meeting to attend. Exactly. Yeah, you know, if you can't do that, then where can you? Looks like we aren't welcome. It seems that case isn't over with yet after all. What do you mean? Chief Gant denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's got to be a way we can get inside the chief's office. Let's see. Let's see if we could talk to Lana about that. Will she say anything about the picture? No. Okay. February 24th, Police Department. Criminal Affairs. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe, were you in the meeting? I was, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long in the meeting? Actually, I had to serve everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battle's between you two in court. That sounds serious. It's because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence he presents in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumours going around about Mr. Edgeworth. Those who don't like him haven't been able to do anything because of his amazing talent as a prosecutor. But now with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only had that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go for lunch again sometime, my treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. It seems you don't have any problem with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Miss Edgeworth just might crack. Yeah, poor bastard. I need to take some meds, hold on. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. He seems generally concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack, you mean? When he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl. Me. It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. Oh, I forget. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. It might jog his memory. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed a lady who saw the second crime. A kid walked by to stand, so he killed him too. Then when he was burying the bodies, a jogger came upon the scene and was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. Seems he's a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence, so he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but fortunately he was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. The last witness. He must mean Emma. We've got quite the picture being painted here. Quite the picture. About this. Hey, don't tell me it has a tag attached to it, the label SO9 instant on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you're speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in the locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it, now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When he showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he brought it at and had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. When you take a good look at a knife, you'll see it's broken. And you don't have to take a good look at it to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway. Take a guess where the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside a stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet, down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Well, there you have it, in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it doesn't concern the Chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The Chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card of Detective Goodman's? That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Ah. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that'd make him change his mind. Well, we do know something. I don't know if, That's the ID card record, isn't it? Yes, there's only one number left to investigate at 4:20 PM. The victim, Detective Goodman, must have entered the evidence room alongside with someone else. Someone with an executive officer number. 7777777. That's 1 7 too many, Detective. An executive officer. I just might have a hunch. Will she say something if we ask her about that? No. No worries, bud. Enjoy your UC4. I do hope it goes well. Thank you for handing out, bud. You've got my phone and control and life support right now. Choose what to charge. In my opinion, it's always got to be the phone, Michael. You gotta do the phone. You gotta make sure you can get contacted. But if you don't, I mean, honestly, if you'd rather play games, just actually do the controller. It's a hard life. We gotta choose what we can. Michael. February 24th, High Prosecutor's Office, Room 1202. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. It looks like he's writing something. Huh? What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, Huh. I've had to live the past 2 years of rumours flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Miss Edgeworth, I'm rooting for you. And that's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. Don't be grouchy at me, Edgy Poo. I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright. Let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him, I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth. Is that Detective Gumshoe outside the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground. Hold on. First, let me... Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What? Letter of... If you can't read, I'll read it for you. It says letter of resignation. Resignation? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, Mr. Wright. I feel as if something inside me has died. But Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been the just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh, I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it for anything. I just want to see, so it's going to forgive a foot fetish eventually. I mean, I don't judge if people do. There's worse fetishes out there. I find feet quite tame, to be honest. They say where there's smoke, there's fire. Apparently, I was so caught up in the smoke, I lost sight of the truth. Edgeworth, the others are right. I have no right to serve as a prosecutor. But Mr. Edgeworth, you're only doing your job. I've always made my own decisions about what I can or cannot do. That hasn't changed. Forgiving myself is something I cannot do. Uh-oh, I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it, yeah. This picture is hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall, he had to start making a name for himself. Looks like he was taken... looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall's holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. I remember now. Remember what? That was the official prosecutor trophy used until that time. There's a story behind it. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea? Okay, no. We've already said this before. Hell yeah, Rage. Okay. I don't think he's gonna... Don't have to ask me twice. Hell yeah, Rage. Go get him, Tiger. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with 2 characters. The first means halberd and the second means shield. Have you heard the story? Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you just tell it, though? For Emma's sake. Very well. I love how this music's playing for some reason. Long ago in the Kingdom of Chu, there was an arms urchin. One day he presented the king with 2 items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Objection. These claims contradict each other. Very perceptive, but then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. I see. So the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize... Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant now lost for words, but it's in our nature to pursue the matters to the conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Wow, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given the shield? You have to ask Chief Gant. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Gant? Interesting. 2 years ago. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean that the evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. The fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come down to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Edgy Poo, no. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial, and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? That list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists. That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered. Also, that list looks familiar, by the way. That looks very fucking familiar. We did see that earlier. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but at the time there's only one thing in my mind. I'd use the evidence I was given to prove the suspect guilty. Say, we just saw a picture taken around that time. That picture. Something seems strange about it. Oh, whoops. That's talking about the shield thing. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Goodman was murdered. You had participated in a ceremony over at the station, right? I've never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on a ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, to start and ends. Clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This? Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in the case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to. That's right. How convenient. How convenient. Can we talk about this again? You know, it wouldn't hurt if you put this up somewhere, like on a shelf. That has no meaning for me anymore. What do you mean, anymore? That's who I was last year. What good is it to dwell on the past? He's asking me? That makes me kind of mad. Actually, something's been troubling me about this shield. Look, do you not notice anything different? Different? Yeah, don't you remember? The other shield in the court record? I guess I better present the other shield. Yeah, we've already done that. Okay. February 24th, Prosecutor's Office, underground parking lot. Excuse me? Would either of you care for a quarter pound of roast beef? Oh my god, I love roast beef. Miss Starr, I guess she's out of lunches. You certainly are the curious sort, aren't you? Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. But I mean, to be fair, right? We do need to talk about this. Who the fuck did that? Who literally out there be milking cows or sucking a cow's nipple be like, like who's out there doing that shit, huh? Who's out there doing that? Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SL9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transferal. This can't be attributed to a mere coincidence. Hello, Punisher, thank you for checking in. How are you? Aren't you forgetting something? You know, that little scene I happened to witness. The instant Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be
I'm
savoured
really
when
busy
eaten.
beating up strangers.
Exactly. Exactly, Punisher. How is it going? Miss Star's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something just took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her, Lana Skye, my sister. The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo, Lana and Chief Gant. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we're so shocked over how it turned out. You mean, with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it's obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, or other items were kept secret. But you didn't have proof anything illegal was done. And proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us, save Goodman, were relieved of our duties, most without even so much of an explanation. Then Lana Skye transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Skye was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on this matter. She was being used? Ooh, what type of game? I'm guessing like a hack and slash, is it? Or like what type of game is? I don't think I've heard of the 2009 one. I've only heard of Exiles. Damon Gant and Lana Skye. 2 years ago, Gant was chief detective and Lana's second in command. They were the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gant's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? Or magnetism. By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean... Oh yes, there were rumours about him even back then. No one dared confront him though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then everyone looked up to Lana, all the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why. I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Being used. Oh my god, they were roommates! Good War Coded Hack and Slash. Fuck yeah. Pretty good one too. I have to check that one out. Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There's only one thing left for him to control. And then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean, that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude. There must have been a reason for her to change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Starr. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. We're painting a big picture here and it all leads back to Damon Gant. Okay. Was he really? That's fucking sick. That guy gets around, doesn't he? Okay. Can I show anything interesting? I don't have anything else to tell you. Miss Starr, the only thing I can give you now is a poppy seed rice set. Talk about cheap. Eat this and maybe you'll be able to tell black from white in court tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. She's definitely no. Okay. Hmm. I don't think there's anything I could do here. That's good, Punisher. I'm glad you're doing a bit more well. Okay, so Lana's gonna be useless here unless... Can I talk to her about anything? No. February 24th, Police Department. Criminal Affairs. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I'd have to take a look in there. There's got to be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. Can we go into... No. Wow, okay. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way. Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they've pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. At first I thought he was as cold as ice, but now I know different. He trusted us detectives to provide them with sound evidence, but we betrayed them. Detective. That's it. I've made up my mind. But... Here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with a never lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. Well, let's go. I think some revelation's gonna pop up here, if I'm not mistaken. February 24th, Police Department, Chief's Office. Here goes, Mr. Wright. Open sesame. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoe's a goner. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bail me out. Eek! Gah! No worries, enjoy Spooderman, Punisher. Thank you for lurking. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Ah, Detective Gumshoe. Well, what are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came too. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us the ID card? Crumples Gumshoe's ID card and pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card. I love Gumshoe, he's great. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? And not if we're lucky. Now come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. I've got a bad feeling too. A very bad feeling. This is the real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons. Sure is, pal. The chief doesn't care for imitations. First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room? What? You mean we're paying for this? That's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes. You don't have any taxes to pay. Shh, be careful what you say. Who knows? The chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak. I don't think he'd fit in there. Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out. You guys don't know how scary that guy can be. Okay. These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey, this is when Lana and I went to that theme park. It's actually kind of sad that she kept that there. Okay. This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like someone's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gant must still keep it clean in memory of the partnership. They were the stuff legends are made of. Does he keep it in memory of her and memory of the crime? Good question. Very good question. This was taken on that day 2 years ago. The day Joe Dark ran out of the questioning room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here and then went along with Chief Gant to question Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? The Chief's organ sure is a sight to behold. Occasionally we hear him playing it from the Criminal Affairs Department. And that's on the 2nd floor and this is the 15th. When a detective screws up, the Chief calls him to his office and makes him listen to the organ for hours. What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul. After that, the detectives can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in his ears. This is an instrument of punishment, literally. But aren't the Chief's ears affected? He never listens to anyone anyway, but that's besides the point. Good point, though. Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier... Oh, it's you two, Chief Gant. Oh, that looks familiar. We just saw that a minute ago. He put that paper he's reading in his desk. Put away that paper, even. I wonder what he was reading. This looks like a list of evidence used in the case. A list of evidence. In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this. Hey, look at the case name. Huh? SO9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what... No, about evidence lists. Normally they're twice as long? That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. A half-sized list of evidence. That list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it. The Chief must be hiding something about that case. It appears so. But what is he hiding and why? Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk. We found this inside a drawer. A list of evidence from the SO9 incident. Mr. Edgeworth had the other half of that list. What would this list be doing here? We'd better go look a little more into this list. Can we actually view the list? Oh? I wonder what this is. It looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here. What is it? Did you find something? I can't make it out. I'd better keep quiet about it for now. Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing. Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright? I better not forget about this picture. Oh, it's very important. We'll be seeing that later. We'll be seeing that later. This is a safe, isn't it? Safe? That word is ripe with intrigue. Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. And we know what that code is, don't we? A 7-digit number. I think I just might know what it is. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. You want to try my birthday? It's... I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. Well, from what we know, here we go. The number that was with the ID number that went within with Detective Goodman. There we go. Bingo. What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal? A bunch of 7s, the final ID card number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 7777777, that ID number? I think you're 1 7 shy this time. This can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside?
I won!
Oh, I love this case. It's great. Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a Shard from the broken cup. This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? There's something else in here too. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. Ah, yes. This fucking piece of leather cloth. Everyone who's played this knows all about this. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just a thought. Is that it? Yep, Savage knows. Is this what... Well, was this all that was in that safe? Apparently so. It's empty now. A piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a cup. They look like pieces of evidence. But unless you can prove they have something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great, now I have to prove their relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SO9 incident? Come on, there's got to be something we can show the detective. If I'm fired, I won't be able to give you any information, so that's why I have to get it out all of my system now. You understand, don't you? And don't be so negative, detective. We do want you to share your information, though. No worries, Michael. Best of luck, bud. I know you got this. Oh, who am I fooling? I'd never had anything useful to share with to begin with. Got to stay positive. Right, Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? All of us put that back together. Oh, those were the days. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards had an SR9 incident sticker on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found. You mean this one? That was in the safe? Yes, that one. That was in the safe. Now you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Let's see if it fits. Yep. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this. Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do. Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I can just piece this together again, it'll prove Chief Gant was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. There we go. This fucking thing's gonna be the absolute bane of our existence later. Lucky number 7. There, it fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gant willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SR9 incident. But, hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached. It's different from the others. Yep, I remember this now. There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line. That's blood. I don't get it. Why would Chief Gant hide this in a safe? So how do we get the cloth? That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's? Yes, that's where I was waiting for Lana, on that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is an entirely Chief Gant's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. That's a strange reason to leave it there. He leaves as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk. No one except the Chief Gant. And the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of those SO9 crime scenes. I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think... Nah, you wouldn't be... No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay, now then, let's look around a bit more. Hey, hold on. Not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just, let it go at that. Sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Gant might be a suspect, do you? What? Yeah, Mr. Wright, what do we think of him? Chief Gant. So it's finally come to this. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings. Yet. There he goes, ignoring me again. I don't know, buddy. I don't know. What if we just look at the picture? Okay. That's what the chief was reading before, isn't it? You know, when we first came in here. Yeah, it looks like the right side of the form's been torn off. So Miss Edgeworth's list really was the only half of the whole thing. Something else is bugging me more than that. Take a look at the back of that form, pal. The back. Oh, that tells you to look at the back of it, but we're not going to do that because we already did that. Because you kind of hide it from Emma, don't you? I've been studying up in those files. There's nothing wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. To think people are accusing him of injustice, I for one ain't buying it, pal. You're looking into the case of Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, it was a pretty big deal what was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose. But Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe Dark guilty. Let's try to get through all these, but I don't think he's going to help us. Just to rule it out anyway. I think we might have to go back to Edgeworth to get the second list. I can't believe Officer Marshall would do something like that. You know Officer Marshall? Of course I do. He was like a mentor to me. When I first started out, he even gave me a small cactus. Really? He said, Dick, she'll listen to all of your troubles. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe talks to a cactus. Hard to believe he's just a patrolman now. Someone ought to trade places with him. What? Why are you looking at me like that? I feel a lot better now that this jar's complete. But it only raises another question. What was a piece of it doing in the chief's safe? More importantly, why wasn't there any money in there? Isn't that what safes are for anyway? I have a feeling the outcome of tomorrow's trial just might hinge on this. No locker could be opened without a fingerprint match. Besides, there's no reason for the murderer to touch his own locker. Hey, wasn't your locker the one with the blood on it, detective? The handprint of the real murderer's glove hand. Without any fingerprints. Shh. If they come to arrest me, you'll defend me, won't you? If that happens, I think you do better pleading with Edgeworth. Okay. I don't know if he's going to do anything else this remaining stuff, but like I said, we'll try it. Oh, a lost item report. Very impressive, detective. You knew what was right off the bat. Well, I am a master of misplacement, you know. Master, that has such a cool ring to it. The way I see it, if things are meant to be lost, then they're meant to be lost. There's a higher power at work here. Wow, a higher power. Maybe I shouldn't let Emma hold any evidence. Okay. I did not mean to... That's the ID card. Okay, yeah. But yeah, we found that was the number. I thought you just started filling it out, to be fair. This knife belonged to the murderer, Joe Dark, right? You bet. If it wasn't for that piece of evidence, he wouldn't have been found guilty. The broken tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. Ever since that case was solved, this knife's been Detective Goodman's locker. How could it have possibly gotten to Mr. Edgeworth's car? Not only that, but it was wrapped in Lana's scarf. What's even more mysterious is whether that's called a scarf or muffler. Answer me that, pal. Okay. I don't think it's got anything new here, but... That's the photo that Miss Starr took. Anything you could tell us about it? That Miss Starr's quite the lady. Why, I remember it was winter when I was 16. She's the only one who ever got me to talk about what happened. Oh wait, we've already seen this. Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. Were you at the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations. Say, this design's based on an old Chinese parable, right? Yeah, everyone knows that. There was this, dragon. Yeah, that's it, a dragon. He had the thing for shields, see? And that's not exactly the version we heard. No, but this one sounds more exciting. Anyway, it gets kind of gory after that. I'll spare you the details. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can give this to Edgeworth. No. Okay. That's interesting. I thought he would have cared about that. Is there anything we can do in the office then? In Gant's office? Lana's not gonna give a shit. I mean, I could show it to her, but she's not gonna fucking care. Am I missing something here? Can I talk to him anymore? No. So what am I missing? I know we need that fucking cloth, but why is he not giving it to me? I can look at that again, but I'm pretty sure like it's Look at that giant window. Hello, Patata, how's it going? I do hope you're well. What you been up to, bud? Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside. Oh, this is the 15th floor. I know, I was just saying. Saying what exactly? Ever since making Detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired. Don't say that. You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. If you were to drop that suit of armor from there... At first the chief wanted to use stained glass for his window. Really? Why didn't he? They say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view. Oh. Stained glass or not, it is a huge window. I'm doing good. I've had a wonderful time. Got to hang out and play some games with friends. Fuck yeah! I'm happy to hear that. What kind of games are you playing with your buddies? Okay. Do I have to actually view... Hold on. Do I actually need to look at the thing again? Hey, look here. It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain here. Looks like blood. This piece of the chief house is different, though. The blood stains in the other piece are just spots, but this one's a line. That is odd. Is anything else suspicious about this that wants me to check out? Okay, yeah. Did that. we missing here? Let me check something. No, so I need a bit of a break to have my drink. I was gonna look up like what exactly am I missing here? Let's see. So I feel like I've done everything at this point. Oh hell yeah! Is that the type of thing where you have to do it in like in the order of like when you get the Pokemon or something like that? Investigation. Oh, this is the part where you have to fingerprint the thing. I forgot about that. I mean, that's fair enough, Patat, yeah. That's fairsies. Right, I've got to do the thing again now, hold on. And not... yeah, it is. I gotta change the thing to this. I'm gonna be using the fingerprint stuff in a bit. Ah, yeah, it kind of reminds me of, like, retro achievements in a way, because there's, like, a retro achievement set to do that, to, well, I don't know about the shiny one, but you have to, for the Professor Oak challenge, you have to get, like, every possible Pokemon before the particular badge. So, for example, like, you have to get, like, usually, like, you have to get, like, the full evolution of your starter before you get, like, the first badge, like, things like that. I did that for Pokemon Red, I believe. Set of Gumshoe. I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints? That's a great idea, Detective. Alright, go to town, sheesh. And what are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take. Huh? Come on, this isn't time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh, heh. I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor? Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. And then once they've been absorbed into the prints, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. I remember whose fingerprints were on these. And it does not paint a pretty picture. Yeah, progress is progress. I mean, shiny Pokemon is so hard to find as well. No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought it'd be Dark's prints. Psst. Hey, you, over here. What's going on here? What are that kid's prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Strip of cloth. Yep. Yeah, it's like one of... yeah, it's ridiculous, like... I mean, the fact that they even got one was great, to be honest. Many people spend many more hours, so that's fantastic progress. Well, was there any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we're able to get some hard evidence. Now, that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Eek! Chief Gant? We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Now then. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. But, sir... Now get out. Yes, sir. We'll be on our way too, then. Wait, you, the one with that spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir? I'd like a word with you. But, sir, I'm not a licensed scientific investigator yet. You with the spiky hair. You're free to go. Mr. Wright? Look, pal, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you? I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. It's hard to believe anyone could keep quiet about it all this time. Anyway, you listening to me? I'm going to try to smooth things over the Chief again. Later, pal. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police want to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. February 24th, Detention Center. Visitor's room. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really. I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out. Who it is you're hiding behind those words. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth. Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there's no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you're unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think afraid of is more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name? Damon Gant, which happens to be the first person we can choose. Well, Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, you are addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about the circumstances? Yes, I think... Is there more that doesn't have turnabout in the name? I'm trying to think now. This is the only one off the top of my head I know that doesn't have turnabout in it. We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offences. Why is it, though, that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly investigated the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gant. If you intend to accuse Chief Gant, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gant falsified evidence in that case. I just found this in a safe in the Chief's office. This jar piece, this strip of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gant himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders. Even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate. In the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day. I needed to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected, despite what everyone believes, you are not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk was broken. I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body. The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident, the serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave that knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would be Edgeworth's knife. That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand? Yes, it seems I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starr. Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that, by whatever means possible. So, you hid Dark's knife. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporters would have a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it, in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe. Right, then I called my sister. To tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gant, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden. I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust, or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off in a escapade, is it? Escape? I don't know. Let me check that. How do you pronounce that? Escapade, okay. Get to give him Doom. PlayStation's over. Jesus Christ. It is that hot, really, isn't it? What is the temperature at the moment? Thank you, Savage. It's 20 Celsius at the moment, supposedly. Oh, you mean, not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands. He disguised himself as Officer Goodman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial, there's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer? And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. To be continued. Da, 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 da. I actually might call it because my throat is killing me. I think we've done enough progress on this. I don't think we'll finish this next week. And then we could start on Ever Crisis with FF7. But yeah, this would be a good time to call it, I think. Oh, I just want to unwind for the night. Phew. What a stream. Objection! Tommy, no! I'm going now. My voice is gonna die. How's it going, Tom? How's it doing? How are you doing? Oh my god, how's it doing? We're gonna just pretend I didn't say that. I do hope you're well. I do hope you're very well. Let's see, who can we raid? I know who can raid. Nice car. Perfect. How's it doing? I know. Better now that you're here. Ah, I gotta go now. I gotta go. I'm like exhausted. Oh, I still have to do the washing and stuff as well. I didn't do that earlier. Thank you, Rage. Thank you, Patat. But I do hope you're doing well, Tom. What have you been up to recently? Oh god, being an adult. Yeah, I know. I know. I've been kind of been a bit lazy being an adult. Good night, Michael. Thank you for being here. We're gonna go and raid Pyramid, who's playing FF16. He's doing basically like a perfect run of the game. Obviously, it'd be spoilers for me, so I can't actually watch. But I'd love to give Pyramid some support because he's a brilliant guy. Like I said, he loves to truly 100% a game. So he would go beyond achievements and trophies. So please give him a watch. I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm also sweating my absolute tits off. Absolutely fucking sweltering. It's like, it says it's 20 Celsius here and I don't believe it. It feels way more than that. It feels way more than that. I do hope it's going to cool down soon, but meh. I'm having to go to the beach with the little one on Saturday as well, so I hope it's not too hot. Because obviously it's going to be too hot, it's also going to be crowded as well. 33? Is it that bad over there? Fucking hell, Tom. Definitely cool that down soon, but that's also... Wow, Moined, wow. Mouth piercings in the mirror. Oh, it's a D-Gen one. Oh, I've already seen that before. I just took someone's random pair of boxer shorts. Love that for me.
My, what lovely feet.
Give him a good whiff, you know? Give him a good whiff. You gotta sniff those boxer shorts, you know? They got lots more. My, what lovely feet. Right, I shall see you guys soon. I don't know when I'll stream, probably Tuesday. Take care and bye-bye. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for being here and go say hi to Pyramid for me. He's a great guy. Bye-bye.